What's going on, beautiful people? It's Joe, aka the Nomad Investor, where dividends, freedom anywhere is the goal. And today we are back with another portfolio update. And without further ado, let's dive right in. So we are currently at 1,050 subscribers on the channel. So thank you so much to everyone who has supported. We have 42 videos. I'm currently filming the 43rd video and also the 41st portfolio update. So if you are new here and you haven't already, please smash that subscribe button. It helps keep me motivated to continue making videos like these. And most importantly, to every single person here who's watching, make sure to smash that like button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm and for further growing this channel. Now, without further ado, today I'm going to be covering not only the portfolio, but some new positions that I purchased, as well as some news, how much I will probably be expecting in dividends this upcoming week, and so much more. As always, the videos on this channel are for informational, entertainment, and educational purposes only. I am not a financial professional or advisor, and nothing here should be taken as financial, investment, or tax advice. Investing always carries risk, and those seeking financial advice should seek out a registered professional. Now, if you are familiar with this already, you guys can skip over this, but for those who are new, this is my game plan and goal for growing my small portfolio from $0 to $1,000 per month in dividend income. So I have two sources of income currently. One is remote work, pretty consistent, pretty stable, and the other is business income, which does fluctuate up and down depending on the seasonality of things, and I have committed to contributing anywhere from $300 all the way up to $1,000 per month into my Robinhood taxable brokerage. And I'm treating this brokerage like a business with the goal of aiming for 30% plus high yield annually. And I plan on achieving this through investing into two types of funds primarily. One, high yield income ETFs, and two, stable income ETFs. Now, these are funds like, but not limited to, KQQQ, QDTE, BLOX, HOOW, Chippy, and so much more. And at the time, I had committed to doing a max of 5 to 7 positions, and I think I'll primarily try my best to stick to that. However, I'm going to do that for weekly payers, not monthly payers. So my KQQQ position will not be included in that, okay? But I'll be alternating between anchors and satellite ETFs. This is part of the core satellite investing strategy, investing approach. If you guys aren't familiar, do your own research on it. I highly recommend it. It's actually a pretty tried and true strategy that's been around for quite some time. And I will be reinvesting the weekly or monthly dividends, depending on the funds that I'm invested to at the time, through a process called manual drip. So rather than setting on drip on your brokerage account and automatically having it reinvest for you, I prefer to stack the dividends to purchase whenever the market is down, like it has been more recently, or if it's down below your average cost per share. And that's kind of when I personally like to do limit orders instead of these automatic drips, which do market orders. When you do market orders, it can fill at just about any price, okay? Sometimes it can even fill above the current market price. So that's something to keep in mind versus limit orders. You can control the max price you pay, and it can sometimes even get fill in below your max price. So that's just something to keep in mind, but that's what I'm doing. And drip plus always compounding is the portfolio growth strategy. So basically, I'll be rinsing and repeating this until my account hits $1,000 a month in dividend income. And disclaimer, none of this is financial advice. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am some random guy on the internet posting my journey and documenting my journey. By no means am I telling you guys to follow me. By no means am I some kind of expert, and definitely do not copy me. I'll either succeed or I'll fail, and you guys get to see every piece of it. Next, I wanted to quickly cover my dividend income milestones while I grow my small portfolio. And for those who aren't aware, this is so I can celebrate the small wins leading up to the bigger goal along the way. Now, I had recently had a different portfolio in the same account, but I sold all my positions and basically started anew. I sold it not this past Friday, but the Friday before. So about 2 Fridays ago now. And I already had achieved the first and second goal. I was on track to actually achieve the third, the fourth, the fifth, and possibly the sixth goal. However, I made some changes to the portfolio, and as a result, for this month, I will probably not even achieve the third goal. I don't think. I could be wrong. We'll find out soon when I run the numbers. And yeah, you guys can pause this and take a look at all the milestones leading up to the big one along the way. Now, diving into the portfolio on Robinhood, we are currently sitting at $5,515.74. And if we take a look at my buying power, it has decreased, guys. We're currently sitting on $3,890.71 in cash. I still have my total margin untouched, but it's $7,610.50. And my total buying power is $11,501.21. Okay, so let's dive into each position, and I will be covering and breaking down everything now. First is KQQQ, it's currently at $28.13 a share. My market value is $421.91. I am down $4.54 or negative 1.06%. My average cost per share is $28.43. I have 15 shares with a portfolio diversity of 25.96% and a maintenance ratio of 25%. But as of right now, like I mentioned earlier, I am not using any margin whatsoever. Next, we have Chippy. Chippy is currently sitting at $52.80 a share. My market value is $369.60. I am down $9.18 or negative 2.42%. My average cost per share is $54.11. I have 7 shares and my portfolio with a portfolio diversity of 22.74% and a maintenance ratio of 25%. Next, we have QDTE. It's currently sitting at $33.86. My market value is $237.02. I am down $1.48 or negative 0.62%. My average cost per share is $34.07. I have 7 shares and with a portfolio diversity of 14.59% and a maintenance ratio of 25%. My newest position is GOOW. So I'll break down a little bit later why I chose to go with GOOW, but it's currently sitting at $70.86 a share. My market value is $141.72. I am down 88 cents or negative 0.62%. My average cost per share is $71.30. I have 2 shares with a portfolio diversity of 8.72% and a maintenance ratio of 30%. Next is NVDW. It's currently at $42.85 a share. My market value is $128.55. I am up 3 cents or up 0.02%. My average cost per share is $42.84. I have 3 shares with a portfolio diversity of 7.91% and a maintenance ratio of 30%. Next, I also have BLOX, which is currently at $17.39 a share. My market value is $121.75. I am down $11.70 or negative 8.77%. My average cost per share is $19.06. I have 7 shares with a portfolio diversity of 7.49% and a maintenance ratio of 25%. And if we actually take a look here, I didn't realize this, but we're getting our first dividend payout from BLOX. So it's going to be 92 cents a share, and that's because I got paid 13 cents per share and I hold 7 shares. So I'll add that to the sheet later and you guys can see that live. Next is my other new position, which is PLTW. It's currently sitting at $34.82 a share. My market value is $104.46. I am up 21 cents or up 0.20%. My average cost per share is $34.75 a share. I have 3 shares with a portfolio diversity of 6.43% and a maintenance ratio of 40%. And then last but definitely not least, the position that I've been waiting to get back into for quite some time now, HOOW. It's currently at $50.01 a share. My market value is $100.02. I am up $1.80 or 1.83%. My average cost per share is $49.11 a share. I have 2 shares with a portfolio diversity of 6.15% and a maintenance ratio of 30%. So those are all my new positions. The only one that I ended up going with that I wasn't originally planning on was GOW, and I decided to do that over investing into WPay. However, at this current time, I am weighing out possibly adding another index. So right now I am pretty heavily exposed to the NASDAQ. I'm looking at something potentially for the S&P 500 or something else of that nature. I was looking into GAX. However, I was not impressed with its performance when compared to the S&P 500, the SPY. So yeah, I'm currently researching some things. Now diving into the dividend sheet. So on here, it shows that I only have 1 position in the green. But if we hop back over to the portfolio, we actually have NVDW in the green, PLTW in the green, and HOOW in the green. And that's including the after hours. So for reference, my dividend sheet does not include after hours. In order to do that, I would have to pay for some kind of API and then connect it and integrate it and all that stuff. And I just didn't feel like doing that. At some other time, possibly in the future, I'll probably end up transitioning to maybe something like Snowball Analytics or what have you. But I wanted to quickly cover my market return and total return. As you guys may or may not know, that's what I like to look at. These are the metrics that I pay attention to. We are down 10.60% on BLOX. We are up 0.20% on HOW. We are down 1.19% on NVDW, down 0.55% on PLTW, down 0.63% for GOOW, down 1.70% for Chippy, down 0.41% for QDTE, and down 1.09% for KQQQ. Now, as I mentioned, this isn't going to pull the after hours data, so technically NVDW and the other ones I mentioned before are in the green, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. And then if we take a look here for the market return, it's the same for BLOX. It's down 10.60%, but this will change in the total return because I did receive that dividend, which probably won't clear till Monday, but we are up 0.20% for HOW. We are down 1.19% for NVDW, down 0.55% for PLTW, down 0.63% for GOOW, down 2.25% for Chippy, down 0.88% for QDTE, and down 1.09% for KQQQ. So now let's hop over into the dividend log. I'm going to hop over into the version 1, but I am still working on my version 2 and tweaking it, so we'll update both. So blocks, we got 92 cents. So that's looking good. Now I wanted to hop over here into dividend log 2.0 or version 2. I want to make sure I update all this. I'm going to put it here. So BLOX paid us out distribution per. Let's adjust this. This one will be different. Individual stock, I have 7 shares. Turn this into a number. So yeah, 92 cents, cool. So currently for the month of November, we have received $257.20 in dividends, as I said. And this is my goal of $1,000 a month that I have, like you guys know from me talking about it in the beginning of the channel. And basically, I am $742.80 away from achieving that amount on a monthly basis. Now, something to keep in mind is next month, this is probably going to look a lot different unless I were to buy in a bigger allocation. But for now, this is what November is looking like. Now, real quick, I wanted to hop over into this website called YieldMite. It's actually a pretty cool tool, and I occasionally use it. So I wanted to see weekly how much I would be getting paid in distributions from these funds. So obviously, the distribution rates are not going to be current yet. They're going to be kind of having a delay in terms of when they update. But roughly, I can expect to receive a total of $13.69 in dividends this upcoming week. And that's not including my KQQQ position because that pays monthly. So if I did add that with my current shares, I would actually be at $15.25 if they paid me out next week, which I'm not sure if they do or not. KQQQ and monthly payers are a new one for me. Now hopping over into X, this is my X account. If you guys aren't following me already, if you could give me a follow, that would help tremendously. I have a goal of achieving 100 followers by the end of this month. I'm currently at 41. And on here, I like to post live updates of when I buy positions, when I sell positions, any market news that I find interesting, or just anything about the markets as a whole, okay? So you guys can follow me at I'm Nomad Investor. Again, that's at I'm Nomad Investor. Moving on, this is one from StockTwits. It said, another wild day in the market. This is for the S&P 500, so the SPY. Wake up at 9:30, green. 10:40 a.m., red. 4 p.m., green. That is so true. Next, we have a post from High Yield Hustle, which says, what's the best SPY income ETF to you? TSPY, 15% yield. SPYI, 12% yield. GPIX, 8.5% yield. So according to the total return percentage, GPIX is the winner at 21.29%. SPYI is in second place at 20.05%, and TSPY is in third at 19.12%. Now, I personally think that total return percentage is important, but I also personally like to look at price change percentage. I think that gives a great idea of whether your capital is going to appreciate or whether the NAV is relatively little to no decay. And that's just my personal opinion, but I know other people like to use tools like Seeking Alpha and what have you. So yeah, that's my personal opinion, but this is really good because I'm actually currently looking to get into an S&P 500 income ETF. So I will keep being on the hunt and search for this. But until then, these are some interesting options. Next, we got a post from Richie B, aka Wanna Be Fresh. He says, Hood finally pushed back into the green around $106.40. And this is the first bounce in weeks that actually looks like real buying. The key now is holding above $105. If buyers keep defending that level and the market stays steady, HOOW has a solid shot at staying green and building momentum. If it loses 105 again, the move can exhaust fast. Today's all about whether this bounce has real follow through or if it was just a quick pop. Next, we have another one from High Yield Hustle, and this is in response to his original quote that he quoted. So it says, there is a massive difference between NAV decay and a fund's underlying assets pulling back. And now he's responding to that by saying, what I mean by this is that funds that heavily cap their upside or overpay will erode the NAV heavily. Many funds don't erode due to selling calls far out of the money, use of put credit spreads, swap agreements, letting some of the holding run for upside, and many other strategies. Many funds like this aren't suffering from NAV decay, simply their underlying holdings pulling back. It's no different than growth. These aren't inverse funds. Next, we have a post from Roundhill Updates. It's talking about the weekly pay ETFs distributions. This is also a factor of why I ended up getting a small allocation in each of the positions that I mentioned. I saw what the payouts would be, as well as, the opportunity to buy way below what I previously had it at. And yeah, I decided to invest into them to start getting the dividend income paying machine back and running. So as you can see, the biggest payer is probably going to be this week AMD, which is paying out 97 cents a share. What a beast. For GOW, it's going to be paying me 53 cents a share. For HOOW, it's going to be paying 78 cents a share. For NVDW, I'm going to be getting 51 cents a share. And for PLTW, I'll get 51 cents a share as well. Yeah, you guys can pause this and take a look at all of the distributions here. And I think it's a good sign of where things are headed. Now, hopping over into Yahoo Finance, nothing too crazy in terms of news that I want to share. But if we take a look at the futures market, for the S&P 500, it's up 0.98%. For Dow, it's up 1.08%. For Nasdaq, it's up 0.88%. For the Russell, it's up 2.80%. For the VIX, it's down 11.32% and is currently sitting at 23.43. And for gold, it is up 0.48%. So everything is looking pretty positive here, especially with the VIX dropping down. Of course, we are not out of the clear by any means at all. So that's just something to keep in mind, but I did want to share that. Now, I really quickly wanted to hop into stock analysis. And the reason why is because this is what led me to decide to completely scrap WPay and instead start looking at each underlying single stock ETF. Now, although WPay does a good job of having a basket of their funds, the problem with WPay is it holds a few funds that I think are tremendously holding back its overall performance. MSTW and COIW are two of them, for instance. But I wanted to quickly share this chart with you. So these are a few of the ones that I personally like. When I compared them year to date, and mind you, some of these didn't start, at the beginning of the year like other ones did, but I did just want to share their overall performance. GOW is up 61.19%. It's number one, and it held up really well during this recent pullback, correction, whatever you want to call it. That is what left me in awe when I was doing some research. So I actually first noticed this when I was just paying attention to the Google stocks. So GOG and GOOGL. During the time when I was down 13%, I was like, why is it green? This is crazy. So this was one of the reasons that I decided to look at it. A big part of that has to do with the AI infrastructure build that they are currently doing and how that news impacted things. So I thought that was interesting. Now, I also like to take a look at price change percentage. So for the 1 month, for price change percentage, you can see 15.86%. For the 3 month, we can see 38.54%. So it's a number one again. For the 6 month, 39.72%. And for year to date, it's still in first place. No matter what we do, it was holding up. And I also just believe Google as a whole, it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's been around. They are a highly competitive company. And most importantly, they have their fingers involved in many different things. So again, I know they're here to stay and they aren't going anywhere. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's portfolio updates. if you could smash that like button if you haven't already, that would help so much with growing the channel and the YouTube algorithm. And most importantly, if you are new here and haven't already, make sure to smash that subscribe button. It helps keep me motivated to continue making videos like these and documenting my journey. So if you guys have any comments, questions, suggestions, feedback, or anything, what have you, comment them down below. I'd love to take a look, read them. And yeah, until next time, guys, peace.